Hello student, welcome to MJC Learning. This is the part 6 of the chapter Rotational Dynamics. In the last lecture, we had studied about moment of inertia. In this lecture, we are going to derive the formula for moment of inertia of a uniform ring and the formula for moment of inertia of a uniform disk. Then we will discuss about radius of gyration. These are the formulae for moment of inertia that we had already studied. For a system of discrete particles, I is equals to means moment of inertia is equals to summation over I mi ri square. And for a body with continuously mass distributed, I is equals to integration of r square dm. We are going to use this formula. Let's derive the formula for moment of inertia of a uniform ring. An object is called a uniform ring if its mass is situated uniformly on the circumference of a circle. Obviously, it is a two-dimensional object of negligible thickness. If it is rotating about its own axis, then its entire mass is practically at a distance equal to its radius. We know that formula for moment of inertia for any object is I is equals to integration of r square dm. In this case, entire mass of a uniform ring is at a same distance r from axis of rotation. Therefore, r is constant. Therefore, r square is constant. Take r square out of the integration sign. Therefore, I is equals to r square into integration of dm. And integration of dm is the mass of the ring, means total mass. Therefore, I is equals to mr square. Therefore, moment of inertia of a uniform ring is equals to mr square. Let us derive the formula for moment of inertia of uniform disk. Consider a uniform disk of mass m and radius r. We know that surface density is equals to mass upon area. Therefore, sigma is equals to m upon a, which is equals to m upon pi r square. Here, capital M is the mass of the disk, sigma is the surface density of the disk, and pi r square is the area of the disk. Consider this disk consisting of a number of concentric rings of radii increasing from 0 to capital R. Consider any elemental ring of width dr and radius small r and mass dm. Therefore, area of this ring is A is equals to 2 pi r into dr. Therefore, surface density is equals to mass upon area. Therefore, dm upon 2 pi r into dr. Therefore, dm is equals to sigma into 2 pi r dr. As it is a ring, this entire mass is at a distance r from the axis of rotation. Thus, we know that moment of inertia of the disk is equals to r square dm. Therefore, moment of inertia of the disk can be obtained by integrating IR from r is equals to 0 to r is equals to capital R. Therefore, I is equals to integration from 0 to r IR. Substitute value of IR, which is integration from 0 to r dm r square. Here, substitute value for dm. Therefore, I is equals to integration from 0 to r 2 pi sigma r dr into r square. Here 2 pi sigma is constant. Take out of the integral sign. Therefore, I is equals to 2 pi sigma into integration from 0 to r cube dr. Integration of r cube is r raised to 4 upon 4. Therefore, I is equals to 2 pi sigma r raised to 4 upon 4. Here, value of sigma is equals to m upon pi r square. Here, pi gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, 2 ones are 2 2s are 4, r square cancel, so we get I is equals to half mr square. So moment of inertia of a uniform disk is equals to half mr square. Now, last topic in this lecture, radius of gyration. As stated earlier, theoretical calculation of moment of inertia is possible only for mathematically integrable geometrical shape. For example, uniform ring, uniform disk, hollow sphere, solid sphere, cylinder, etc. However, experimentally, we can determine the moment of inertia of any object. It depends upon mass of that object and how the mass is distributed from or around the given axis of rotation. If we are interested in knowing only the mass distribution around the axis of rotation, then we can express moment of inertia of any object as I is equals to mk square, where m is the mass of that object. It means that mass of that object is effectively at a distance k from the given axis of rotation. In this case, k defined as the radius of gyration of the object from the given axis of rotation. To understand this, consider an example of this disk. We know that moment of inertia of this disk is equals to I is equals to half mr square. Now consider the mass of this disk is supposed to be concentrated at a single point object, which is at a distance k from the axis of rotation. Therefore, moment of inertia of this point object is I is equals to mk square. Now assume it provides same moment of inertia as that of disk. Therefore, mk square is equals to half mr square. Here m get cancelled. Therefore, k is equals to r upon square root of 2. So this is the radius of gyration for disk. Here we can consider an object of any shape. Object of different shape has a different values of radius of gyration, and radius of gyration also depends on the position of the axis of rotation, because radius of gyration depends upon mass distribution around the axis of rotation. In other words, k is the radius of gyration for an object, and I equals to mk square is the moment of inertia of that object. Larger the values of k, farther is the mass of the axis. Therefore, definition of radius of gyration: the radius of gyration k is the distance from the axis of rotation at which the total mass of a body is assumed concentrated, and at which the moment of inertia will be equal to the actual moment of inertia of the body, and value of k is equals to square root of I upon m. So we will stop here. In the next lecture, we will discuss about parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. Thank you.